Good evening. We begin tonight with a violent scene just steps from where families were enjoying a spring evening in Mooney's Bay Park on Saturday when a young man and a teenage girl were both stabbed during an altercation that broke out within a large group. And as CTV's Natalie reports, police are now searching for suspects.
Ottawa police officers canvassed Mooney's Bay Park Saturday for a weapon or other pieces of evidence after two teenagers were stabbed here.
The video evidence is very clear, excellent video footage that demonstrates the escalation that led up to the actual stabbing. Very clear video of the suspects.
Both victims were taken to hospital, a 16-year-old girl in stable condition with minor lacerations and an 18-year-old man in critical condition.
He received a very egregious and life-threatening injury that could have taken his life. And he's very lucky to be alive.
The stabbing happened shortly before 9 p.m. when the park was busy with young families and people enjoying the spring weather.
We were over there and we were just walking here.
Tommy Ransom and Bernard Lee were not far from where the stabbing took place.
We were just here enjoying the park at a basketball game, and there was a lot of commotion, lots of ruckus going on, and we just seen lots of running. So we were on our way to a basketball game when it all happened, to be honest.
It looked very crazy. Like, it did not look like a fun time. There were a couple of kids over here with coverings on their face. It looked a little bit up to rowdiness.
Neither of them realized exactly what was happening until the next day.
When we went to go park over there, and we seen the police, so we searched up what happened at the beach, and they said that there were two people stabbed over here.
Police tape cordoned off a large area of the park all day Sunday, blocking the parking lot and different areas of Mooney's Bay.
Members that are out here conducting a very methodical search of the area in the hopes of finding potential evidence that may further their investigative process.
The scene unsettling for young families.
Sounds scary. I didn't know anything about it. We wanted to come to the park, and so unfortunately we won't be able to go in.
It's a very sad story, and it's such a shame that we would hear about that happening over here where all our families love to play.
Natalie Rooy, CTV News.
A 77-year-old man from Prince Edward County is dead after he was hit by a motorcycle Saturday night. Ontario Provincial Police say the incident happened at the intersection of County Road 17 and Miller Road around 8 p.m. The man was transported to hospital where he later died. The motorcycle rider suffered minor injuries. An investigation is underway. An OPP also reporting a 24-year-old man from Brampton is dead after his canoe capsized on Upper Rideau Lake near Westport. That's about 50 kilometers south of Smiths Falls. Police say officers were called to the scene shortly after 5:30 late Saturday afternoon, adding the man was not wearing a life jacket. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Anyone with information on the incident is asked to contact OPP. Firefighters battled flames that ripped through a house that started late Sunday morning in the city's south end.
Oh my God.
Emergency crews were called to this home on Rideau Valley Drive North, that's north of Cars, around 11:40 this morning to find thick black smoke and flames coming from the top floor and roof. It took fire crews nearly 2 hours to get the fire under control. There were no hydrants in the area, so water was shuttled in. An excavator was brought into the scene later in the afternoon to bring down parts of the structure. Now, no injuries were reported. This is the second home impacted by fire in the area in less than a week. All right, we'll take a look at what's happening weather-wise here in the capital right now. Beautiful evening if you're out and about. That's a look at the Rideau Canal by the water there. Again, so right now we're taking a live look here through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. We are sitting at about 10 degrees right now, and again, we're dealing with mainly cloudy conditions here in the area. We'll take a look at what's happening right now for our overnight hours. A chance of showers that we'll be looking at, and those showers will be continuing with us through Monday, and a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. So for the next 24 hours, we'll be looking at a bit of rain maybe toward the afternoon. We could see a possible thunder shower, 10% chance of one. The high could be anywhere around 22 degrees. Again, we'll have a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. Here in Ottawa, we are sitting at 14 degrees. Again, a chance of showers that we're looking at. A unique table tennis tournament is serving up something a little different this weekend. The Champlain Table Tennis Club is hosting the Marty Supreme Cup. And as CTV's Josh Marano tells us, it's a playful nod to the film Marty Supreme, where traditional rules are relaxed and players of all skill levels are welcome.
John DeCarl is preparing for a tournament where experience may not matter as much as usual.
I'm going to get my behind beat pretty badly here.
At Ottawa's newest table tennis venue in the South Keys Plaza, the Champlain Table Tennis Club is hosting the Marty Supreme Cup, putting a fun spin on traditional competition.
Back in the day, the sandpaper rackets were normally used, but you're talking 70, 80 years ago. What happened was the game was not entertaining enough, so they decided to try rubber. And of course, that sped the game up. It made it much more exciting.
Unlike the rubber rackets that many are accustomed to, which generate spin and speed, these old-school sandpaper paddles reduce those advantages, making rallies easier to control and competition more accessible.
It's like a fun concept where we play a tournament with, like, everybody hasn't used this style, of course, so it's new to everybody, and yeah, I guess we'll find out if we're good at it or not.
This is something that came out from the Marty Supreme movie. So we kind of wanted to take it back in the days in the 30s of how people played.
Players are guaranteed multiple matches before moving into a knockout round, giving everyone plenty of time at the table, all playing for this inaugural trophy and bragging rights.
I don't feel as nervous as usual because this is just like a tournament for fun. So it's just like a nice way to relax.
And for DeCarl, that's exactly what makes the tournament stand out. And he hopes new players will rally around the idea that anyone can join in.
We have tons of regular tournaments. It's very serious. People feel overwhelmed. They say that I'm not good enough. We bring this out. This is the leveler. This is the leveler. Everybody is almost playing the same.
Josh Marano, CTV News.
Overall, it wasn't too bad of a weekend for those out and about here in the Ottawa area. Coming up, we'll take a look at your extended forecast and the week ahead.
To the fans, I just want to say the most sincere thank you for everything this season. Thank you all, guys.
That's Assistant Captain Emily Clark leading the charge montage, thanking fans at the end of the season. They posted this to social media. It was a successful, albeit disappointing end to the charge campaign, falling in the Walter Cup final for the second straight year. Now fans are already looking forward to next season. Puck drop for 2026-2027. That's expected in late November. But the men's IIHF World Hockey Championships, the Canadians upset Sunday morning in the bronze medal match.
Norway, Steen along with Huron. Steen works in, shoots, scores! Noah Steen, overtime winner!
The Norwegians with a stunning performance taking down the powerhouse Canadians in overtime. Norway had a 2-0 lead late in the third when the Canadians would mount to come back to force overtime. But it was Noah Steen for Norway in the extra frame to clinch the nation's first ever medal at the tournament. All right, we'll take another check on the weather. Beautiful shot of the Ottawa River tonight. Check out that sunset, that shot by our cameraman Scott tonight. That looks really, really great. Another live look through our Centennial Glass sky cam. Still sitting at 14 degrees out there. Again, we do have a chance of showers to deal with overnight. Quick look at the satellite radar. Again, we have some cloud cover, some rain sticking with us for the next day or so before things start to clear out. Tonight's lows, 7 degrees here for Ottawa, 7 degrees for Cornwall and Brockville, 9 degrees for Kingston. We've got 5 degrees toward Bancroft, 8 for Pembroke, 6 for Kittigan-Zibi. 8 degrees for the Gatineau area, same thing for Petawawa. We've got 7 degrees for Kemptville. They're looking at some showers in the overnight hours as well. Maniwaki, they're sitting at 6 degrees. So for Monday, your highs will be looking at 22 degrees. Again, a chance of showers, albeit a small one, 10% in the afternoon. 22 degrees again here for Ottawa, 20 and 21 along the Seaway, 20 and 21 pretty much right across the board here. 22 degrees for Gatineau, 21 for Petawawa and Kemptville, 22 up in Maniwaki. For the next week or so, this is how things are shaping up. Monday, chance of showers in the afternoon. 22 degrees will be the high. 23 the high with a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. And 25 with some cloud cover on Wednesday. Well, new research from McMaster University suggests more Canadian kindergartners are facing developmental challenges in the wake of lengthy school closures during the pandemic. Researchers collected data from more than 500,000 kids before and after the COVID pandemic, looking at developmental areas like health and well-being, social competence, emotional maturity, language and cognitive development, communication skills, and general knowledge. Now, for kids with special needs, there was a 2.5% increase in developmental vulnerability. Researchers also saw increases in hyperactive behaviors and challenges in attention and concentration. Well, doctors in the UK are hailing the unprecedented trial of a cancer-fighting injection that can eliminate entire tumors in patients. Research at the London's Institute of Cancer say the injection was offered to patients whose cancer had spread or come back or failed to respond to other treatments. The jab targets cancer by blocking a protein that helps tumors grow and a pathway that cancer cells can often use to escape treatment. It also helps activate the immune system to attack the tumor. Now, most side effects of the treatment were mild to moderate, and less than 1 in 10 patients were forced to stop their treatment. All right, still to come, keeping the memory of Canadian war heroes alive. We'll have more from an annual ceremony in Almonte when we come back. High-energy celebration of tattoo culture and custom motorcycles taking over the Aberdeen Pavilion at Lansdowne for the Ink and Wheels Big Show. The 3-day event wrapped up Sunday after bringing together more than 500 exhibitors, including tattoo artists, motorcycle builders, and creators from across Canada and beyond. As more veterans of the Second World War pass away, it's becoming more important than ever to remember those who fought in major campaigns like the Battle of the Atlantic. In Almonte, an annual event is keeping the memory of that fateful battle alive. And as CTV's Kimberly Johnson reports, the town took time to honor a local hero.
The sound of a bell, with each ring marking a ship lost in the Battle of the Atlantic. A moment to honor those who defended the North Atlantic during the Second World War.
We should never forget that the suffering and the atrocities that happened and the brave men and women that were there.
The Royal Canadian Navy gave to the struggle over 2,000 dead and many warships.
The event held by the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 240 outside Almonte's Old Town Hall to mark the Battle of the Atlantic, which would become the longest continuous military campaign of the war, spanning from 1939 to 1945.
That's all I can say. I'm a proud veteran of the Canadian Navy.
Retired Commander John Chance served in the campaign and is one of the last surviving veterans in Canada. His work and sacrifice being honored here. The 102-year-old veteran says he thinks of his family, who all returned home.
Well, those days were the same as my twin brother had and my older brother had. We, all three brothers in the family, we all served. You know, it was a great honor to be in the military during the war.
The Battle of the Atlantic has ties to many of the families in this community and to many of the military families who are living here in our community now. And it's important to remember those who served and those who are currently serving.
More than 4,000 Canadians died in the battle. This annual service, a tradition to ensure generations to come understand the sacrifice of so many Canadian veterans.
My father served for many years of the war in the Battle of the Atlantic, and he was fortunate enough to come home, but paying tribute to those who did not.
And to see the community show up for our military again and again is truly an honor and a very special time.
Kimberly Johnson, CTV News.
To get more experience with the entrepreneurial side of the world.
Well, up next, young business minds are coming together this weekend for the Ottawa Children's Business Fair, giving kids and youth a chance to learn and grow their entrepreneurial skills.
It's like a maze. It just goes on and on. Sometimes I'm scared I'll get lost.
Was a big weekend for horror movies at the box office. A24 psychological thriller The Backrooms, a story based on an urban legend, claimed the top spot and it scared up more than $81 million in its debut. while Obsession kept its grip on second place with another $26.4 million US right across North America. And Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu was just behind with $25 million. Well, dozens of children and youth showcased their very own business ideas this weekend at the Ottawa Children's Business Fair. It's a big event for young entrepreneurs who learned how to manage a business and earn a profit. CTV's Camille Wilson reports.
I can give you a good deal on it.
Young business moguls stepping into the world of entrepreneurship.
These are tiny positive pals, so you can put them on your bedside and it helps you sleep and relax. This one says, I may be a tiny duck, but I believe in you. Go do your thing.
Creating handmade crochet products and pottery pieces, Alicia Liu is one of the nearly 60 young business people at the Ottawa Children's Business Fair.
Love that spirit of entrepreneurship, and the younger you start, the more you learn and the more successful you can be.
These friends honing their creative skills.
We make handmade art out of all the techniques we learn in art class, like acrylic paint, sketching, using colored pencils, and we create different things.
Ranging from ages 4 to 18, these young minds learning about the value of money, time, and effort.
First, I think about the cost of my piece, so how much it took me to make it, and then I add like my work for some money for myself, and then that gives me like the final cost. Count the costing of what it took you to make your products and then sell it so you get profit, and then also just keeping track of everything that you're using.
A wide variety, food, crafts, jewelry, and clothes, as well as a youth author.
But they're all nice. This one's the most popular one though. One is $15, 2 is $25, 3 is $35.
Event organizers say it's all about learning how to handle all parts of a business, managing cost and financial strategy.
Usually people will borrow from their parents and then pay them back afterwards to have a better way of managing that. I know some people fundraise.
These young siblings won the Best Financial Awareness Award.
Because we borrowed money from our mom to start the company, and then we paid it all back from our last 2 sales.
But the motive behind the start, much bigger.
To have activities together so we don't spend time on the screens all the time.
And the best takeaway from being a young entrepreneur?
You have to be really confident. You have to really know your stuff.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
All right, after the break, the Canadian Screen Awards were handed out this weekend. We'll take a look at some of this year's big winners.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Take your weekend path. We've got the Bronco Sport for it.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
All right, let's take a look at your wake-up weather for your Monday morning. 12 degrees. Again, clear conditions. We do have a chance of shower toward the afternoon, though, on Monday, 40%. 22 degrees. Looks like it's going to be the high, so it'll be a muggy, hot day. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a mix of sun and cloud on those 3 days for the middle part of the week. But look at that. We looks like we could hit 29 or 30 toward the end of the week. All right, finally for us tonight, the Canadian Screen Awards were handed out this weekend with the hit Crave show Heated Rivalry walking away with some major awards.
The Canadian Screen Award goes to Heated Rivalry.
And Heated Rivalry broke the record for the most Canadian Screen Award wins in history with 16 awards in total, including the show's creator Jacob Tierney accepting the award for Best Drama Series. Vancouver's Hudson Williams also picking up the award for Best Lead Performer in a Drama Series. Wilson also thanked his honorary Canadian co-star, Connor Story, who wasn't there that night. That was for his acceptance speech. Again, the show just taking over everything. 16 awards. That's pretty fantastic. And again, the show is great. It's still on Crave. You can watch it again. I probably will start it again tonight. Who knows? All right, well, that's CTV News for this Sunday, May the 31st. CTV News continues online anytime with our digital team, keeping you up to date at ctvnewsottawa.ca. You can also watch our newscast live on the CTV News app anytime. And for news on the go, listen to News Talk Radio 580 CFRA. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. See you again in a couple of days.